get back on track.
No, can they against the Broncos? That's not the game I would expect.
No.
I would expect them to rely on some short fields after maybe a Bo Nix mistake, rely on their excellent special teams, and listen, that Broncos defense is legit. While I did not believe in the Broncos going into the year, what I did believe in was their defense. And so I also think these Eagles' offensive problems are not simply A.J. Brown's unhappy. The offense hasn't been good. Mm-hmm. The team's been great. The offense hasn't been good. And I'm going to 3 and outs, which are a sign of a non-functional offense.
Yeah.
We'd had the chart that I had on Twitter yesterday was not what Josh had, so we'll go with Josh's numbers because they're correct. So these are the highest 3 and out percentages. And you see, so 29 of the teams are at under 30. There's only 3 teams over 30. The Eagles are at 34%. But think about those teams, man. The Saints with Spencer Rattler, who's probably not a starter, and you know what I mean, over the long term. The Titans with that head coach and a rookie quarterback. The Bengals with a backup quarterback, and the Vikings with a backup quarterback.
It's a shocking
And the Philadelphia Eagles with Saquon, a great O-line, Jalen, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. More than a third of their possessions, they go 3 and out.
It makes you.
What? Go ahead.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
Makes you what?
It makes you wonder.
It don't make me
Hold on.
wonder.
Let him finish
You don't
his
think
bit.
so? When
Hold
you
on.
see a graphic like this, you don't say, "Hey, what's going on?"
You got it.
Go ahead, Bruce. Like it doesn't make me wonder. I
was acting like you
I know. Go ahead, bro.
The hand wringing. You know what? The rest of the league should be frightened.
I do like.
They're not running the ball well. They're not throwing the ball well. We got a graphic that shows the difference in their offensive line, which has always been their strength. Look at the rankings by position last year versus this year. So that offensive line isn't playing well. And yet, they are 4-0, having beat Sean McVay, the Kansas City Chiefs, McVay and the Rams, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Spagnuolo and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Spagnuolo and Todd Bowles are 2 of the best defensive minds in the league. And without anything clicking, they're winning. Like, wait till it starts to click. Yeah, Philly Eagles, y'all shouldn't worry at all.
Yeah, they Philly Eagles. Y'all shouldn't worry at all. Yeah. This is what's so funny. I mean, they don't have an answer for this because Nick said this offense hasn't been good, even though it's ranked 7th, by the way. And the O-line hasn't been good, and Saquon hasn't been good, and AJ hasn't been good, and Devontae hasn't been good. All that stuff. And yet the Eagles are 7th in points per game. Jalen Hurts is playing well. They're 4-0. It's not like their defense has just been shutting down everyone. Like, again, how do you reconcile that? Because all you said before was the only reason why they win is because they have a great O-line. How tough is this O-line? Also, look at these rankings too. 5th, 20th, 14th, 8th, 1st. That from 2024, that makes them have to have the best O-line in like NFL history, as people tried to pretend. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Again, their defense has been good, has made some important stops in important moments, but obviously they're not, keeping teams down to like 16 points or something an all game or game after game after game. It's like, okay, and yet the Eagles are still winning. Jalen Hurts is finding a way. It's just interesting. Everything is so bad, yet they're putting up points and scoring and winning. I don't know. But it's still just bizarre to me that they still refuse to make any type of acknowledgement with coaching at this point. And I am going to make that separate video. I'll post it tomorrow where I am going to go through all of the highlights. I did a few of them in one of my earlier videos today. But I'll go through the entire thing of A.J. Brown and just show you the differences of how open A.J. Brown was in, say, 22 compared to now. And that this is a rhythm of the play calling. This is just the play calling itself, the coordinating, the game plan, etc., etc., etc. They will have a lot of 3 and outs because it's very predictable, so teams know. So then they stopped Saquon Barkley on 1st and 10. Now it's 2nd and 10, 2nd and 9. Now you're in a must-throw situation, and you're just You're never catching a defense ever off guard at all right now with the way how the play calling had been. They did in the first half against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and surprise, surprise, they lit it up. And so it's all still very much there for them. But this is what's just so funny because again, and I did this on the Herd clip, and so I'm not going to rehash this all. But they said the Eagles were bad in the beginning of 2024, right? Nick said this team's awful. Nick literally said that this team is going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. That at the end of 23, they were the actual worst team in the NFL. That was his. I showed you the clip, we talked about it, and he said this team is going to be awful. They're going to fire their coach by Thanksgiving. Jalen Hurts is going to be Carson Wentz, etc., etc. Then they keep winning, and people are like, well, they're just not that good. They're not that good. They're not that good. They're not that good. Then they continue to keep winning, and they go, well, this team is actually really great, but Jalen Hurts is not good. He's a weakness. Then they win the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts plays amazing in the playoffs, Super Bowl, NFC championship game. And now they're like, well, this was a super team. This team was amazing. This team is a great that no other team had a chance. It's not fair. It's not fair. Jane Daniels was a rookie. The Buffalo Bills should have beaten the Chiefs, and then the Bills would have beaten the Eagles, but like the Chiefs were banged up, and like, what do you want Patrick Mahomes to do? Blah, 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 blah. They're super team. And now this year it's just like they can't figure out, is this a super team? Are they amazing? Are they not? Is it Kel Moore now is an offensive genius? This defense really needs Darius Slay. He's a big game change. Like they can't wrestle with it. They can't make sense of what they're seeing because they so desperately want to draw some clearly defined conclusion about why the Eagles won, and it goes against the conclusion that they've reached before, and they just can't figure it out. They keep trying to wrestle with it and twist it and sort, and it's like maybe they're just a really well-run team so they can build a great team. They can be resilient, they can win big games, they can win in many different ways. They can win situationally. They are clearly good enough to win a literal Super Bowl. We don't have to invent that this team was the most stacked team in the history of the universe just because we want to say that Nick Sirianni is not that good of a coach, that Jalen Hurts is not that good of a quarterback. And then in the following year when this team is now kind of having to be retold a bit, losing a coordinator, losing some pieces around this amazing all-time great O-line is not necessarily playing as well. Saquon Barkley's not getting after it as he did before A.J. Devin. The defense, think about it. How are the Philadelphia Eagles winning then? Because Nick thinks that their defense is not that good. The O-line is not that good. Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae, they're not getting that much production. Jalen Hurts is not that good of a quarterback, and yet they're winning and they're beating real teams. They beat the Los Angeles Rams. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They beat the Dallas Cowboys, who went toe-to-toe with the SC, the September champs of the Green Bay Packers, the #1 team in the NFL, according to everyone. And this is why I keep saying it's a lose-lose situation for the Eagles, because Eagles are not allowed to lose. They're not allowed to drop a single game. They lose to the Broncos, too. I think the Broncos are a great team. I think the Broncos are a great team. And they lose the Broncos. It's like, you lost to the Broncos. They're not good. What's wrong with you? And it's like, oh, they're a good team. And teams don't go undefeated. And if the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl, it's like this team did not win the Super Bowl. I told you there were problems. I told you this team wasn't that good. And it's like, okay, so then what happens when the Rams don't win the Super Bowl? What happens when the Chiefs don't win the Super Bowl? And the Bills and the Ravens, it's like, what happens when every other team doesn't win the Super Bowl? Like, it's just the conversations around this team are just the franchise as a whole. It's just insane. It really is. It's just insane. It's just insane. It's a lose-lose situation. It's lose-lose even when they win. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles? Can they get their offense on track? Because I guess it's off track right now, being ranked 7th in the NFL. But let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here. And I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time. See you next.